So, what is happening, everybody? Welcome to Mad Red United. Welcome to match review of what has been and what can only be described as a shock start to the season, only in my books anyway. And tonight he's back. You've asked for him, you've been going on, he's back tonight. Paul, good to have you back, mate. How are you doing?
How's it going, fella?
I feel all warm and happy when Paul's sat here next to me, because I know the conversation can just sway off whenever, at any moment. So, let's get into it. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. First of all, obviously, last time we spoke, before I went away, we were still in the middle of the transfer window and we were all moaning. We were all getting a bit worried. We all had our hopes. Quickly, just before we get into the Chelsea game, obviously, which we're going to talk about the most tonight. Your thoughts on how this summer went? A lot of people have been happy with the players we've bought, but the main thing on most people's lips is it wasn't enough, and some people brought up spells in the AC Milan game especially and against Chelsea the other day where we was lacking, and that was probably in the middle of the park. How would you judge the window on how it went? What was your opinion on it in the end?
Poor. It was a poor transfer window, especially now even more. It makes it even more poor after watching that game yesterday. Because if you think with one more player in a midfield in Bruno Fernandes, that team would look dangerous, and I'd be more than confident with it challenging him. But I think he failed to get it, and then to let Lukaku go on the last day as well.
I know.
And not replace him. This is it now. Martial and Rashford, we've all been going on how top big name players these are. They've got to step up now, and we need them to step up. They've got to now. Now we've let Lukaku go. There's no excuses for him.
That's exactly it. I was saying exactly the same thing in my fan camp yesterday with Flex, and it was literally now United's top men are Rashford and Martial.
They've been there for 3-4 years now. It's their time to, these are supposed to be our big name top players. It's time for them to shine.
But
I think it's a bit ludicrous to let Lukaku go last. I would have rather kept him and let them get the centre. I don't get the meaning of letting him go.
Yeah, it all depends if that money is reinvested, and every United fan will be looking all over that January transfer window, thinking, is any of that money going to get released?
It's got to be, hasn't it?
I mean, there's certain players that we've been linked with, if we're going off who we've actually bought in this summer, who we are actually all happy with, then, and that's the sort of player we're going to be looking to buy from teams below us, then there's no issue with European Cup tied or anything like that. I mean, we got linked with Longstaff. Is that going to come up again in January? Is Steve Bruce going to be there at Newcastle? That could all rear its head again, obviously. And these players abroad, I mean, Bruno Fernandes could easily come up again in January. Makes you think though, mate, doesn't it? If he is as good as what he is, why has no one bought him yet?
Well,
you know
that's another thing, isn't it? Yeah.
What's going on?
He's only on loop with us. That Spurs shit was just a smoke.
Oh, yeah.
That was trying to get United back in it after we told him you can keep him.
Exactly. There was plenty of smoke screens towards the end there. Right, so Chelsea. Me before the game, I was going into Chelsea. Me and Ant were on live stream on Saturday night and was talking, and I had no fear of any individual player in that Chelsea team, and none of their players worried me at all. The only issue or worry that I had was the Frank Lampard factor, and the fact that they've not had to integrate any players into the team. They're all used to each other. A lot of the youth team have actually grown up together in the youth system, and I expected Chelsea to be better and more settled, and that proved the way for most of that game, mate, to be honest, because, the penalty did settle us down a little bit, but then we went back into our shell, and then it started to get the little worries. I was talking to myself in the stand saying, no, come on, it can't, we're just going to stay in it. And the only thing that kept me confident in that game was how confident we looked at the back on the ball. And we said it at the start, Ollie needed to make a decision about that team selection. We know we've got a better team. We may not have the team we want, but there's a better team in that squad. And I thought Ollie picked it at weekend because he put Axel Tuanzebe on the bench ahead of Jones and Smalling, who were both fit.
That just made you up for the game straight away. As soon as you seen that lineup, we thought, this is it. Let's go, boys.
That is
what I thought. And you know what?
Thought.
First half, it was like last season all over again. It was just like last season. I was like, humming and hawing. But you know what, Frank, as you said there, Frank, it was his first game. And you know what, it played into our hands because they played so open and expansive football, trying to... And it just suited us. We struggle when the team just sit back and we've got to break them down. We struggle to break teams down. And when teams are open and coming at us and running at us, they play into our hands. And as you can see, it pulled off a few times there yesterday. Yeah,
Chelsea definitely, they shot themselves in the foot big a little bit, didn't they? I mean, I said exactly the same thing as you. As soon as I heard the team lineup, I thought, you know what, give me a little bit of a confidence boost to that. But I said it yesterday after the game as well, and it was a case of, right, I had the same fear you did. It was exactly the same as last season. I said exactly the same thing on my fan cam. I said it just felt like it was creating absolutely nothing. But what I had that was different was we had no Matic in that midfield and we had energy. We did not...
Big energy.
Yeah, we did not have class in there. We didn't have control of the midfield. I thought Chelsea were better. I thought Chelsea passed the ball better. They went through us quite a few times. But what we did do, we kept the energy levels up in the midfield with who we had there. Pogba didn't have a great game, but he still had a little bit about him getting about, and he came up trumps with the 2 assists as well. And the confidence at the back bred through their team, I thought, because Maguire and Lindelof were dictating the pace of that game.
It made a better centre-back partnership in the Premiership now than them two. I'd tell you, one game in me, and they're bossing. They are looking strong, boy. I'm telling you, I'm Wan-Bissaka on the side with me. Come and have a go, boys. We're back. I'm telling you, boy. We are back. We look strong at the back. Pereira, not for me. Maybe let's try Fred in there.
Could well
and see how that goes. I think the midfield, like you say, midfield at the time, it was non-existent in the game yesterday. But it's first game. Let's see. That back four's only going to get stronger. Martial and Rashford. Martial now playing up front's going to get a lot better. You know, you've seen him making these runs in the box. Normally he wants to score screamers all the time. He got in and scored a tap in, and that's what you want to see.
That's it. Because, like you said, it was similar to last season because we had a couple of chances to put the ball in the box. We had a couple of chances to shoot. And we just tried to walk the ball in the net in the first half. That's how it felt. It just had that horrible feeling that because it was going exactly the same way it did with Chelsea last season. They scraped that goal in the second half and we ended up drawing the game. But with Maguire and Lindelof, and we all spoke about it yesterday, they were pinging balls across attackers. Because you know...
Confident on the ball.
Because I said, how I described it was, last season in that game, we would have had Phil Jones passing a ball out to Ashley Young on the wing. Yesterday, we had Harry Maguire chipping a ball over the top to Wan-Bissaka. And that on its own, it just gives you confidence. And I think it was Rance who was saying on his, and he went into it, he said, down the right-hand side, especially when James come on, and he had 2 players down that right-hand side. United looked frightening. And we've never had a right-hand side. No. We were scaring them to death going down that side. But the good thing I seen, especially with James when he came on, he was on both sides. Because he rinsed Kante when Kante got booked for taking him down. And to come on and it was a good time for him to come on because we're obviously well ahead. And he deserved to get his goal. But
what emotions he showed there from the lad. I'd tell you, he's just won the heart of every United fan ever for that because not only, listen, I get his dad passed away 3 days before and that played a big part in his emotions, but to show the emotion it meant to him, to see what it meant to him to score his first goal his debut at Old Trafford, that's the type of play you need. And you know what, fair play was all doubting Ollie and signing players like Daniel James and stuff. You know what, if the kid's going to give emotions like that after every goal, go for it, bro. It shows you what it means to us. Shows he wants to be here. And even after the game, he was saying, I've dreamt of this moment since signing for him. And to do it on my debut, just the best feeling ever. And I think, you know what? Keep your head down and go, mate. We got our new Giggsy on the ball.
That's it, flying Welsh winger. And the fans were actually singing the Giggsy song, James Will Tear You Apart Again. It's just... goose pimple, whatever you want to, goosebumps, whatever you want to call them. It felt like that. But I put it on the title of the video, on the thumbnail, about if Carlsberg did debuts. I don't think I've ever seen a game where 3 players, and even one who came off the bench in James, like we just said, had such a good debut. Because Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire, I mean, if you're coming in to replace the likes of Ashley Young and Phil Jones, which they have,
No
then
pressure.
That's exactly it. You straight away you're looking at it going.
You know, if you had the shittest game of your life, you'd still be getting picked next week because that's how thin our options are at them positions. So, but for them to mastermind it as it did and the performance they both put in, listen, they'd never played in front of 75,000 own people screaming the names and stuff, and they handled it well. Big occasion, big game against Chelsea. You know, we're not talking about a poor team in Huddersfield, your Brightons here. This is Chelsea. It's a big team. Man United and Chelsea have had some big battles back in the day, you know.
Lampard, Solskjaer.
Exactly, you know.
It was built up to be.
They could have bottled under pressure, but you know what? Both of them handled it.
Biggest game of this weekend it was built up, and it probably was, to be honest. On paper, it was the biggest game in the weekend, and we all thought it could have gone either way, but for me, it was the new signings which carried us in that game of it. I know Rashford and Martial ended up, after a slow start, taking the plaudits, and Pogba got his 2 assists, and they all played the part, but the new guys, and the way, and what was really encouraging was how Lindelof actually combined with Maguire and actually looked comfortable.
They look like they've been playing with each other for years.
Exactly,
that's what I'm saying. Tell me a better centre pass than them two at the minute. I'm telling you, they look like they've been playing with each other for years.
Me and Ant said this, and we were talking about it the other day, and on paper, like we said, if we'd have bought that one more midfielder. And we'd have put our team out on paper, we'd matched anyone above us, I thought.
Because we're thin, aren't we? If we get a few injuries, we're struggling, especially in midfield. I know up front we have Sanchez maybe coming back. We've got a few options there, but in midfield we've got, look at Pogba. Them 2 balls from Pogba, no one in United are playing them balls other than Pogba. No one.
No.
Making the run he done for James and the ball he done for... No one's making that run. But there's another thing, look at that Rashford goal. How annoying is VAR now? Because you're thinking, can I celebrate? Because it looks offside at first. You don't wear, are you? And then
it looks offside from the other end of the pitch.
I'm telling you, and then you hesitate and do a celebrate or do a goal for it. And then lucky enough, it didn't even go to VAR, but I don't go on to VAR. That VAR is going to have some problems this season.
Yeah, thankfully our game wasn't rife with it. I mean, they obviously came out with a red card, I think, was for one of them.
Oh, the stopping and starting was a bit annoying. It slowed the game down a bit, but...
It does, and last thing we needed at Old Trafford is anything slowing down. We're slow enough as it is, to be honest. It's lethargic.
Especially when we're getting in our groove and we're trying to get things going and get the ball forward moving. Last thing we need is disruption and stop and start. But
oh no, mate, no.
What
definitely.
A performance second half. First half, like you said, like last year, but second half, unbelievable.
When the goal went in, because I actually said Chelsea were a better team before we scored our second goal. They the one who looked like they were going to score.
You looked nervous. You knew you wanted the second, but you didn't fear them. I don't know with Maguire at the back. For some reason, you just felt comfortable.
That's what gives us the confidence.
You get through our midfield, so what? Get through slabhead, mate. You know what I mean?
That's it. And if you get past him, and you know Wan-Bissaka's coming in covering Spider-Man behind it,
right behind.
Because that guy just he takes it upon. I think he takes it personally. If you get past him, he's loses it.
You down, mate.
And he's coming for you big time. He was just like, I think it was what was it? Oh, it was Zaha's comment when he was playing for Palace, and he was talk of him going to United this season. Zaha had an interview, and he was saying, he says, he's one of them players, he said, you'll get past him and you think you're gone, and all of a sudden he's back and he's whipped the ball away from you. I don't know how he gets his legs around it, but he's got these bandy legs that just seem to get the ball from any position and can make a tackle from anywhere. And compared to what we had with Ashley Young, it's miles apart in difference and quality, and it just gives us the confidence as fans, and I think that came through the team as well in the end, because although we were being outpassed and outplayed, you could see if we did get a chance, then we've got players there who hopefully was going to take it, and then in the end they ended up doing it and ended up taking the chances, because I think we only had 5 shots on target in the game, and 4 of them were goals. So we were clinical. That was the main part about our game, and I think we're going to have to be clinical every single game, to be honest. There's not going to be many chances. We're not going to be like a City, Liverpool and Spurs who have like 30 shots on goal. We ain't got that in us because we don't create. So when the chances come around, Rashford and Martial have to be top of the game and right on it just to keep us in games, I think, because that one, Chelsea, first game of the season, Lampard's first game, it probably wasn't the worst game to start off in, but You know, we had to win it in the end. We can only play who's in front of you, and we took our chances and they didn't. It could have been different.
They're in big trouble, Chelsea.
But exactly.
They are in a slump. You know, you think of the Chelsea teams, the Drogbas, the Essians, the big solid players, you know. They're like we was 2 seasons ago. They fell way behind because that team was poor, but you can't take credit from what we've done. I had a few people mention Luke Shaw. I don't think he deserved the criticism he got me.
No.
He was getting exposed left, right and centre on the 2-on-1s all the time. I thought he had an alright game. He got in behind the defence a few times. His final ball weren't the best at times, but
yeah, we all know he needs to.
He's done a job, but hey, time will come.
Defensively, he's been relatively solid. Yeah. He does need to improve and just up his game, get a little confidence back again going forward. But if he's playing like, and I said this as well, I said you can moan about him and say what you want, but if he's playing with a settled back four, it's only going to breed the way across.
Because he'll know how he plays.
I'm crossing everything that we don't get any major injuries and we can go through a good spell in a season, because our defence is probably the worst injury-prone defence over the last 6 years in the league. There's not Jones couldn't see out 20 games in a season. Rojo gets 2. Smalling always had an injury in him, and Bailly, let's not even go there. He's been non-existent because of injury. Not his fault, I know, but it's injury-prone. And I'm just glad that we did actually get a decent centre back. And he's got a good record. He's settled international Maguire. He's got a good injury record, like I said, and that is exactly the player we need. And
he's a leader.
It's shown yesterday. He was the one dictating. He was the one talking. You could see him and Lindelof was telling everyone where to go, and we needed that. I said outside that I didn't want to jinx it or anything, but this could be a Ferdinand and Vidic partnership. It's set up perfectly because they're both good in the air. They both read the game really well, and with full-backs like that who you've got confidence in passing it to when you're in trouble, it makes all the difference. Instead of like calamity, Jones and Smalling dilly-dallying between each other, where are we going to go? Oh, we've got Ashley Young. It just goes from bad to worse as you go across, whereas now they're pinging it across attackers, the confidence is there, they feel like they can pass it or throw it at them in any situation, and then it just breeds, and then the midfield's looking at that and they're thinking, right, okay, we can push on because they can carry the ball out, and then you're looking at a totally different team and a totally different way of playing, and I think that's what the old sayings, build from the back, you know what I mean, build on the foundations, and he's done it. Yeah, we needed one more, but this season I think we're going to have to tough it out. We knew it was going to be hard, and we knew we needed more, and our midfield isn't up to the standard that the teams above us is.
No, I think Ollie's just trying to drill a load of confidence in him, because that team won't be full of confidence when you look at him on paper. And if Ollie just keeps drilling him up and keeps drilling that confidence in him, you never know.
That's it. I mean, could we come in off the back of what was he running? 6 games without a win or something coming in.
I know we didn't beat Cardiff or Huddersfield the last 2 games of the season, but you know what I mean, 2 clubs what we're gone.
We did. We had Chelsea, we had City, we didn't beat them, we didn't beat Cardiff, we didn't Huddersfield. So it was 67 games coming into the end of the season there, and that run carries on into the next season. You don't forget that.
No, do you?
You don't forget it.
That's why we needed a performance as we did.
But then looking at the
result we did.
Look at that team that finished that season: Jones, Smalling, Young, Matic, Lukaku. Half a team not in there yesterday. No sign of them anywhere. There was only Ashley Young on the bench, and that made the difference for me.
That one.
Yeah, that is what the difference is. Players who have not got into this rut of accepting mediocrity, which they have. Their standard is being happy at United now, the likes of Smalling and Jones. We'll see it through to our testimonial now. We've got it made. And it was a case of they weren't ever going to get any better. And the fact that United were clinging on, it's the first bit of confidence I've ever had in our defence in the last 6 years since Fergie left. Because Moyes destroyed it with... It could
go down as one of the greatest defensive United have produced. If they carry on building, we can build from the back and carry on building midfield, and then Rashford and Martial click up front, I tell you. We could be going on to things.
I said it yesterday, and I'm not one, you know I'm not. I'm a realist, and I'll say it as it is. I don't live in the past with United, but there's 2 comparisons there, and the ages that they're at, it's easy to make them, and it could work out for us, and that was Vidic and Ferdinand is a Lindelof and Maguire, and then you go up front, you got Rashford and Martial. It's a Cole York. You know what I mean? I know it sounds fairy tale, but
yeah, you got it, haven't you?
early 20s, what? 23, 21, Rashford, Martial.
So you got 10
26 and 24, 25, I think Lindelof, Maguire. You've got the makings there. You've got a decent spine. If we could have just... Oh, he's at centre midfield.
Bruno.
My God, if we'd have just got one more in. Cause
I would even have been happy with Longstaff, mate. I would have been happy. Just an extra cover midfielder, because we do, no matter what, at some stage in the season, we are going to come under threat of injury, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It always happens to every team, no matter what. And whether we've got the cover to cover the likes of Pogba,
no.
I can't see it.
No, we've not.
Have we got the cover to cover Martial? Greenwood, no one knows. He's not really been exposed in the Premier League, so you can't really say, yeah, we have. But time will tell. Chong, is he going to be able to... Lingard, if he gets injured. James, if he gets injured, it's weird about, because James can play right, he can play left.
I mean, a lot of people in the comments have brought up a few different ideas in terms of players. A lot of people mentioning Gomez to come in. Gomez could come in. I know
he had a good pre-season as well.
He did. Good people have said Gomez for Pereira. I mean,
I don't
would
like
Gomez...
Pereira, me. I just don't rate him one bit.
He's
another Lingard. That is all he's a Lingard. He's not any. He's been at the club for years. He's not getting any younger. You know what I mean? And he's still not done nothing to think. At this age, he should be cemented down at a centre midfield. If he was a class player at his age now, he should be going into his prime. But
because he is, he's probably one.
We're not seeing much of him. But then all he does have the vitality on the pitch to swap him with Lingard, and he was doing it a few times. He was swapping Lingard with Pereira, and then he was swapping Rashford with Martial. It is good to have the variations on the pitch to swap him and rotate the players together. Because it messes with the opposition, like, right, who have we got now? And sometimes it works to our favour, to be fair. And it's good to see we can rotate the squad as a starting 11 if it don't go to plan.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to, because if he sticks with the stale sort of setup that we had going into the end of last season, where everything was just scripted, every single team we played against knew exactly where we were going.
Yeah.
They knew what was coming, and we're too easy to play against. He's going to have to learn as a coach as well now that he has to change it up. He's got to think outside the box. Even I was against Mata getting his contract, but for the last 10-15 minutes, Mata could change a game.
Yeah.
He could get a free kick. He's got the quality and calmness on the ball. When it's not at its high tempo, which he cannot cope with, and should never start a game for United again, in my opinion. Maybe the odd one in the Carling Cup or Carabao Cup, and Europa League. Maybe Mata would fit in there, but in the Premier League, Mata can't start for me. He can't, and neither can Matic, because it just spoils everything. And then we are too predictable, because Rashford and Martial will run all day and try and make runs in behind, but you've got Matic there who wants 5 touches on the ball before he releases it. And Pereira isn't the best, I know, but he will release it quicker.
He was a surprise selection, Pereira. No one would have picked that. I didn't see that.
No, none of us predicted that he would start the game, but he did. And I think if you give me a choice between him, because Fred wasn't on the bench, I'm guessing he's not ready yet. If you give me a choice between Pereira and Matic, I'm going with Pereira all day.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care, because as maybe
I would have played Lingard then and started James.
You could have easily done that. Lingard, I thought Lingard wasn't too bad yesterday, but I mean, not too bad as his level.
I don't get what people were rating him. He runs around like an headless chicken. You know,
we said
he doesn't create enough.
We said at the start what his standard was and what we expect from him, and that's what we got yesterday. Because our midfield wasn't great, but he stood out literally because the others weren't that good either.
Yeah.
We were both. I think Chelsea, I would say, definitely passed the ball better and moved it better through the middle. We just seemed to be panicky on the ball and not confident on it. It was.
And you know what's good to see as well, Martial.
Running his socks off.
Just running his socks off, and when he scored, the smile, you see the smile. Normally it's just grunting, you know, the big cheesy grin, and he was full on smiling. And hey, if he carries on being happy here, and you never know, we could be getting a great striker again in the making of Martial.
Well, that's it. This is his time now.
And he seems to be wanting to do it in the middle, doesn't he? He seems happy. He seems, this is my spot. It's up for grabs. I want it.
And the interchange.
Go and take it, son.
the interchange was there as well. He wasn't stuck, and neither was Rashford. They weren't stuck on one side.
Close,
and then if you get a decent player behind him, you could throw a Greenwood in there, a James, even a Gomez to mix it up from Lingard. Or Lingard could drop back, like you said, because one thing Lingard has got, and he hasn't got much for me to be a mainstay at United, he's got an engine, and he can run and do a shift. He can get in the way, but that might free up another spot at the top, but gives us a bit of variety again, because if James puts the ball past you ain't catching him.
No chance.
And that takes two men out of the game. Then you're freeing up Rashford and Martial. It takes defenders away.
It'll be interesting to see when James... Hopefully James will get the go-ahead on Monday night against Wolves.
Yeah, because Wolves... I think they've got a Europa League game this week as well.
Thursday.
Qualifying.
And they didn't look too good
no.
yesterday against Leicester.
No, because we all know exactly what happens with Europa League teams like Burnley, like Everton, like quite a few. I think West Ham had it as well, where they struggle. This might be a good time for us to play, and I'm fearing the game on Monday against Wolves, but this might be a good time.
4-0, come on mate, I'm going 6-0 bro.
Mate, I was there.
I'm telling you, come on.
6-0.
The confidence is there, we are back. Mate, you can't tell they're scoring. They're not getting back past them two.
You're not getting past Slavehead.
We're going the whole season without without conceding a goal.
Okay, I'm drawing the line there. That one ain't happening at all. But I know you do feel like, even though it is...
You feel confident. You don't feel as confident as we're going to score, but I feel confident they won't score.
It's a good point, because they didn't look like scoring against Leicester, to be honest. I know they had the goal disallowed from a corner, but when them balls were going into our box, you felt like they were going. You felt like they were being cleared, didn't you?
No matter what.
They were all at it. Slabhead was doing his bit, and then Lindelof, when Maguire didn't make it, Lindelof was there, vice versa, every single time. And it does breed confidence. And I think that's what United's issue was. The rest of the team have not been able to play or take risks over the last few years, because we had no confidence in the back line. Straight away, you could see us, we went into the old shell against Chelsea yesterday, but you could just feel it was a little bit different, because the confidence was there at the back, and slowly it came through the rest of the team, and you could see them all then starting to express themselves, the midfielders, Pogba, second half better, and then Rashford and Martial, well, it was different gravy in the second half. And James came on to a confident team, and then was able to get off to a great start. And then obviously Greenwood coming on as well, good time for him to come on, didn't get loads of minutes, but perfect time to bring him on. When have we ever been comfortable with 20 minutes to go in a game? I can't remember the last one.
That's what I mean.
And we were throwing young kids on.
Can't remember the time we scored 4.
Throwing young kids on at a time and putting them under pressure and basically killing their careers and shooting their confidence down. But if we can do it and play and stay in games like we was yesterday and not be completely out of them, then we're going to be a match for anyone on our day. It's just going to be a case of, for me, if we can take our chances when they come. Because, like I said, we're not a City, Spurs, Liverpool. We're not going to create 30 shots, whatever it is. And we're just going to have to be clinical like we was. And if we can take chances like we did yesterday, then there's the chance of making this top 4 this season. I mean, I didn't think we had enough.
I'm more than confident now after seeing that first game there yesterday against Chelsea. I think Spurs look struggling against Villa. Chelsea are in the making. No. Arsenal aren't there, so who else is going to take the top? There's no one else there who I think could be a threat to us. Arsenal and Chelsea don't look a threat for top 4.
No, you look at
Wolves
them
aren't having the season start they wanted, you know. Are they having a one-season wonder?
Yeah.
Leicester, they're not breaking into top 4. There's no Everton, another slow start for them.
Yeah.
We've got a really good chance of making the top 4 this year. I know it's crazy to think that when we're talking about Man United and realistically we're talking about making the top 4, but
yeah,
signs are looking good, onwards and upwards. We're on the right track anyway. Ollie's doing his bits here, and we're getting there.
Paul's confident. Everyone else should be confident.
You know it.
Paul, he's on it. He's having it. Yeah. So let me know. Give me some. Who would you play? Leave your comments in the comment section. Actually, everyone who's chatting live, who would you put in that midfield? I think the back 5 sorts itself out. Front 3, you could maybe swap Lingard for one other, but who is that midfield? If we're going with a 3 in the midfield, who are you picking for the Wolves game? Who changes? I think Pogba stays for me. But then McTominay, he was alright, he had an engine, but he didn't really do much. I didn't think he had his best game.
No.
Pereira didn't have his best game, as we all know, but he did create a goal, and it was a brilliant ball in the box from Martial, so he's got a stake. Or do we bring in the likes of Fred?
I'd like to see Fred get given a go with this new look United team, especially with all three bombing forward. You know, because he can pull a pass out. Fred, you know, he's capable of pinging balls. He's capable of scoring.
He gets criticised for trying to play passes.
I don't think he's not a player, because when we play him, we either play McTominay or Matic. I think he'd be better off further up the pitch. You know, role what Pereira was playing as a CAM.
He could easily do that. I mean, people have been saying in the comments there, why not Axel as a defensive midfielder? Give him the chance, he carries the ball well. He looks well in pre-season, but I'm always fearful about changing players from centre-back into midfield. Mate. I don't like it, I really don't. Converting players is what we've done for years. We did it with Valencia, we did it with Young. Phil Jones started out as a left-right back, didn't he?
The only reason you convert players because they're not good enough to play in that position. So if they're not good enough to
play there,
they shouldn't be moving into another position if they're not already established player there.
I think James should come in and start alongside Martial and Rashford. I do think.
Because if you think of it, that's our strongest front three. That is our strongest front three, because for me, Lingard's not a right winger, so you can't really say he's our strongest right winger we've got at the club. It is James.
He's not. James is good. I mean,
he's got the pace, and that's how he likes to play, counter-attacking football.
You could say Greenwood could come in there. Is it a game too soon for Greenwood? It's a big game this on Monday, so I think if we are going to put Greenwood, is it the right one? Maybe the week after when we play the likes of Palace and Leicester at Old Trafford or Southampton might be the right game for him. But this is a tough game.
I don't think it is even the right game. I think Ollie's got to get his starting 11 and let's stick by it. Let's not chop and change. Ollie's got to get his strongest 11 there and stick by it and let them play with each other week in, week out, let them grow.
I mean,
no chopping and changing.
No game for 7 days is no excuse not to play the same teammate, really.
That's why
no excuse.
For the next few weeks, there's no way this team should be changing.
No, not
maybe
before first.
Lingard or James or Pereira, but not a whole lot of changes should be happening now. Ollie should have. He's had all pre-season to predict his strongest 11, and by the looks of it, he likes what he put out at Chelsea. So I don't see the team being any different there against Wolves.
No, let's just check what a few guys are actually saying in terms of this team. Let's see. We need to get De Gea signed that contract. Yeah, De Gea's contract's another one. I think
that's got to happen. There's no way he's agreed to be captain when he goes, yeah, I'll be captain until the end of the season, but yeah, I'm fucking off.
I'm worried about our midfield area, guys. Tarek, yeah, I think that's what we're trying to touch on now, mate. Actually trying to figure out their best. I know we're clutching at straws a little bit, and I've said it as well. I spoke to Alan. It's like trying to make the most out of what we've got and trying to put together the best midfield that we've got right now. I think it's going to fall into place at some point. Someone has to stake a claim next to Pogba. McTominay looks like the only one who's really getting into Ollie's head at the moment, like he might be starting every week. Pereira and Fred are not. They haven't done enough. Matic, thankfully, didn't even get in the squad at weekend, which shows Ollie's thinking, right, okay, he's not good enough to play there. He's not good enough to be on the bench, for God's sake. So, yeah, thank you. Let's just see what some of you others are saying. Greenwood and James can share the right duties. Keelan went, yeah, I do. Greenwood.
Eddie B's on one there. He's put Fred and Gomez in. He's not even put Rashford in.
Paul's like Ghana. Eddie B's thrown Ghana in as well. Yeah.
Going back to open for the class of 92, any kid.
Yeah, he's Fred with Scott. Hopefully Fred is given a chance. Michael Callian and Mick. Yeah, I do. I think Pogba is one injury away from midfield looking championship level. Taekwondo. Yeah, I mean,
you know what? At times yesterday as well, especially the first half, Pogba just looked like he didn't want to be there at times.
No, he didn't.
He did look like he thought, I just don't even want to be here. But then he chirped up in the second half and take credit to him. He did turn it on.
When we needed him at the big moments, he produced 2 assists again. And it's just like, who else could have played that ball?
Class 2 assists,
exactly.
The ball for Rashford, and then that run from Aaron, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And great turn and flick from Martial as well.
Yeah, that's it.
The French connection.
Exactly, French connection. It was what we was all hoping for last season, I think, to push on, and it just didn't happen at all. And then obviously we all thought it had changed when it only did come in, and then I think the uncertainty of the squad and what was going to happen the next season started creeping in towards the end of the season, and we all lost focus. The squad just did not care at all. Whereas now, and we going back to the transfers again, and the players that we did bring in, we brought in three British players who all watch United as kids and all want to bust the gut and give everything for playing for United. You can't really say that about a lot of signings we've made, especially since Fergie left. They've been mercenaries, they've been people coming in getting big wages, and that's why I said it when we found out the ins and outs of the Dybala deal dying. It was like, well, finally someone's made a sensible decision at the club. We've not just bought another mercenary, another South American forward who do not work at United for some reason. We've got to stay away from South American forwards. It's just not happening for us. Falcao, Veron, Kleberson, name it. Who else is there? I mean, Di Maria. You know what I mean? Sanchez is there. South American forwards is a no-go for United. It's not happening unless, like Ollie says, Sanchez turns up with 30 goals this season, then I will be the first one to actually hold my hands up and say I was wrong about Sanchez. I can't see it in him, but Sanchez.
I think that's another option.
There you go.
We have got an option in Sanchez.
Everyone's forgot about him because he's basically been non-existent all summer. He obviously pulled up trees.
And as bad as it is, we actually need him. We do need him at the minute. We do, because we're lacking so much. The starting 11's a good enough team, but the squad in depth it's light.
I'd like to see Sanchez and Diego Forlan. That's a good shout there. Yeah, that will devise opinion. Just because he did that at Anfield, you know, although he's a legend, I'll give him that. But Diego, Sally Gunnell, good shout.
Tevez, don't ever credit him.
Tevez, man, yeah. Right, let's just get on. I'd like to see Sanchez on the bench against Wolves, an option.
Yeah, I think he's good option.
He's training, he's fit.
He could turn it around. He could, he's a player, because if you look at that bench, if we were struggling there on Monday, there was no really one who had confidence of coming and changing it. Greenwood maybe have come on and scored,
a little bit.
But there's no one who thought who can come on and change that game.
That was it, wasn't it? You had.
So we got the starting 11 to get the job done. If not, we need someone like Sanchez who can come in and score a goal.
James and Greenwood were the only ones on the bench. You looked really there.
James, but no one knew if he could come on and change a game, because we've not really seen. It's all right watching him in pre-season. It's the Premiership games what matter, and no one's really seen him play to say he can come on and make a difference. He did come on and make a difference. But I still think Sanchez would be a good option there to have as well for Rashford.
Another one on Sanchez there. Rafe616. This is a deep one. Apart from being a body on the pitch, explain to me what dick the Highwayman Sanchez is going to do for us. Well, I think we're all clinging on to the thought of him bringing back the Arsenal years,
we're hoping.
I said it the other day, 18 months of absolutely nothing from Sanchez, and he can't say that there's any argument against that. It has been nothing for what he is, and what he was proving Premier League quality at the age of 28, 29 is at his peak. There was no excuse for him to be this crap. There really isn't.
I think now though, the pressure is easing on Sanchez, because no one's hoping Sanchez to do anything now. So the pressure's not on him to come on and perform. If he can gradually start building his confidence back up and get back to the players, we could have a deadly front three there with him to come on as well.
Eddie B's agreeing. He's agreeing with Rafe, I'm afraid. Sanchez is not happening. How many times have we heard Sanchez will come good?
Just hope it.
He won't. It's a good point. I know it's clutching at straws. It really is with Sanchez. I want him to prove me wrong though. I can't help it, but
he does seem a genuinely nice guy who does want it to make it. You know, the big promo.
I just want to see everyone. I want to see everyone on that pitch now. Lukaku's not there. I just think Lukaku is an issue for me. I hate going on about it, but
players hated playing with Lukaku because he knew Lukaku was never doing that run what Rashford done.
No.
He knew when the Lukaku's on the pitch, you can't look to pin them balls. Pogba can't look and do them balls because he knows Lukaku's not going to run on the end of it, so it's pointless. So it's slow build up. But now with no Lukaku there, and not even for him to bring him on, because even last season when he brought him on and he weren't playing, he's slowed the game completely down. Now we've got none of that. It's just go. Energy.
How many times did we see a front three of Rashford, Martial and Sanchez?
Didn't happen because we always had to accommodate Lukaku.
I know.
No matter what, we had to accommodate Lukaku every time.
Yeah. Let's see. A few of his. Not many people. Chinese will eat Sanchez dog. Okay. Yeah. I'm coming at the wrong message there, did I? Right, with a nice bit of spam. Oh, you're going too deep now, people. What are you on about at all in this combo? Love it though, love it. That touch from Rashford was class. Yeah, I see someone tweeted out the other day to Lukaku, don't forget to pack your touch when you go to Inter Milan. And that's what I mean. If you're throwing the ball at Lukaku as a forward player, say for instance Sanchez, I'm not bailing him out, I'm not giving him an excuse, but if Sanchez plays the ball, he wants to do a 1-2, he wants to move, he wants to spin around the play. You throw a ball at
that's
Lukaku,
his strengths.
Then you don't know where it's going. And in the end, you could see it in the players. We weren't making runs off him. He wasn't. And Ollie played him out wide at one point because he was useless in the middle. He had more time out wide, which is what he needs. He's going to get that in Italy. He'll get more time. It's a slower pace. It's where he's suited. And eventually, Ollie's seen it, and he came out with a. I mean, I seen it when he started. I mean, after the first season, I thought, you know what, he got some unfair criticism. He bagged 20 odd goals, so I'm backing him this season. That being last season, and last season, I've never been more disappointed in a United player ever in my life than I was with him last season. His attitude stunk. People were saying, look at this, he's only behind Kane and Aguero for his goal tally. It wasn't that for me. His goal tally came up from his international record, and I think that's the only reason we got the money we got for him. I'd have sent him out for 50 million, mate. I took what we could.
I know.
And I thought, right, okay, we've not done too bad there. Yeah, I'm disappointed that the Glazers have kept the money. And it was a no-brainer for me. I was happy that Ollie did what he did, and he knew. The fact that Mourinho built him up to be the best centre-forward in the world, and whatever confidence he got from Mourinho, I mean, you compared Zlatan to Lukaku, it's different altogether.
Completely different.
That's a centre-forward.
Yeah.
Zlatan was a centre-forward, and that's the standard. Zlatan, as a centre-forward player, I'm talking like big, like Lukaku is. My standard for United was Van Nistelrooy, Zlatan, they're centre-forwards. Sparker, you could hold the ball up. The men who had the muscle, you know what, you could do nothing all game, and then all of a sudden when it counted, bang. Lukaku wasn't that. He wasn't that. And for me, it was a no-brainer. I'm going to shut up about Lukaku now. Every time I start going, I go on one about him. He does my head in.
He's gone, get
I know.
Forget about him.
Right.
Let's be positive. Come on, my boys. Here we're back 4-0 Chelsea. He's even took Pogba off the penalties. Rashford's smashing for a phone. Pogba's got assist. James is a little whip it down the wing. We got the two best centre defenders in the Premiership, and you're going on about Lukaku. Oh my God!
Get out. Okay, right. Let's move on to the comments because we've actually gone over 500 live viewers right now. I think that's the highest we've been so far, actually. So thank you very much for everyone
to listen to you. Let's go on about Lukaku.
Yeah, and you're coming on, tuning in, and talking about Lukaku.
This is the new Inter Milan.
Lukaku.
Inter Milan.
Lukaku's gone.
Live show.
He's gone. Lukaku is dead. Right. I'm just looking at one message there straight away. Michael Callian, chicken balls. No idea, mate, but it's better than Lukaku.
Still going on about him.
Yes, right. Let's see who else. There was someone who just came up with a comment there who wanted to touch on. That's one there. That's the tactical approach, one I wanted to speak about. How do you think we will approach the Wolves game tactically? I mean, that's a good point, actually. I've lost the message there. Sorry for not mentioning you who it was, but that's what I wanted to talk about. How we approach it in terms of formation, and do we sit back against Wolves? Are Wolves going to come at us? Because last season we went at Wolves.
It's going to be the same.
And we made mistakes.
It's going to be the same as Monday. We're going to hope that they come to us and we can break on the counter, because that seems to be our strongest strength. That is our strongest strength. Breaking quick and getting the ball forward, getting to Pogba and letting him whip them balls in.
That was it.
That seems to be our counter-attacking football. But if they sit back, that's a problem. It depends how they play. If they approach us attacking, you got to stick that same 11. If you've got to break them down and they're all tight and
then they got players who can break because they'll feed off Jimenez and
then I don't think that would be the right team to break a team. That was a counter-attacking team we played there against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Ollie done his own work on Lampard. He realised he was going to come at us. It was his first game. You can't fault him for going for it, and it worked in our favour.
Well, now
while Wolves, are they going to be the same? Are they going to be as open? Are they going to be as attacking? They'll be more than confident of getting the points. Hey, they've done us twice last season there, you know.
Yeah.
They'll be more than confident of getting the result there, but I think we're going to have to do more damage in breaking them down. I don't think we're going to get the rubber green of breaking them down on the counter-attacking football.
Yeah, Rave 616, carry on Adam, I like Lukaku bashing. Yeah, but for me, someone's just brought him up there as well. Darlow. I've just noticed that then.
What has happened with him?
Darlow, I mean, Darlow can play as a forward for me. I know I'm not going to change position again. I'm not going to go back and contradict myself because I don't like players being moved from positions that they were brought into play. So Darlow for me is a right or a left back. He is perfect cover for Luke Shaw.
He's been pushed right out. We've not even heard nothing of him though, have we?
He's not getting on the bench.
I don't even get why he's so much disappeared. He was supposed to be the next best thing.
I would put him.
Last season.
I would have him on the bench because he can deliver a ball, Darlow, and like we seen against PSG, created that goal for us that won it. He had the shot. He's not afraid of taking a shot.
If he's playing up front, you got to be more. You got to be able to do more than just cross the ball. You know what I mean?
No, I know exactly that. I mean, he's got to learn a bit in defending. He does. Yeah. But I think good cover. I'd rather him covering left than Luke Shaw than Ashley Young. Because I think we have to look ahead now. I think it's time. But I just swayed off it again there. But for me, I think that's the midfield that we've got to pick. If we're going to sit back against Wolves, who's that midfield that's going to sit back? You need discipline there.
And that's why I fear. I think that's why you've played Pereira.
I just fear that he's going to try and bring Matic into that team. And Matic played twice against Wolves last season. He got left for dead.
I'd be surprised if you see him any. There's no reason to change. It's the first game of the season. You've just had pre-season. You know you're starting 11. We've got 7 days off. 8 days off. Well, 7, yeah. We've got 7 days off. There's no reason to change it. We started with a 4-0. What is the point?
No, we've got to carry on, haven't we? Do we just go
at them? Got to.
Do we get on early?
Because you know what we're like when our confidence has gone.
Well, last season...
Let's keep going and keep building.
Talking about the running when it all went wrong last season, I was there at Molineux when we got beat in the league 2-1 and McTominay scored his goal. It was a cracking goal. That's the best I've seen United play, that first 20 minutes. I couldn't believe what I was watching for. And then we made a mistake at the back. De Gea and Fred cocked it up.
But now you made at the back.
Exactly that.
You make a mistake at the back, you've got cover there in Maguire and Lindelof.
That's what I'm hoping is going to breed into the midfield, knowing what's behind them. They can elaborate. They can change it up. They can play a different sort of pass. They're not thinking about going sideways. Like I can't play a 1-2 with Smalling or Jones here. Well, then you got Maguire who'll run the full length for the pitch with the ball if you have to.
He's not scared there. He'll go the full.
He is the Ferdinand that we've been missing. He's like a Ferdinand and a Vidic rolled into one because he's great in the air. He doesn't miss anything in the air. He scores goals and he can carry a ball better than any centre-back I've seen in the Premier League. And people are going to come out and say, yeah, Van Dijk and this. But I'd say Van Dijk was a better defender than Maguire at the moment. But in terms of carrying the ball, there's no better centre-back in the league, I don't think, carrying the ball up the pitch. And that is what our midfield has been missing. Someone who can carry it out when they haven't got an option.
He's got confidence in his back. It pushes Pogba more up.
That's
it makes him more freely,
Yeah, because
instead of worried about defending all the time. So, for me, I think it was the same team. What he played, maybe Lingard might push into the middle and James. If anything, it would be Pereira off Lingard there and James. But I'd be surprised if there's more than one change to that Wolves team. Yeah. There's no fatigue setting in yet. You know what I mean? It's our second game of the season. The players are buzzing. We've just come off the back of a 4-0. It'd be ludicrous to do many changes to that team.
Yeah, Eddie B, we need to stop Wolves midfield. A strong CDB needed. Try Tunis Bay again. There's that Tunis Bay cry for midfield again. Let's see. We're all unsure, but what left backs are available right now that fit Ollie's mould? There is none because we didn't get a chance to actually strengthen the left hand side in the window.
I don't mind Shaw.
Shaw's okay for me at the moment.
He was the best player under Van Gaal before he got injured. You know that the confidence has gone after the injury. His confidence that did get.
He got played of the year last year.
And then but under last year as well with Mourinho, what confidence Mourinho giving? Just slated him every week in, week out. And I think he's going to have a good season this season. I really do. I think Collins has got the confidence back in him. Yeah. I think he needs a little help when they were defending, because he was just getting exposed. Yeah. But that'll come. Time will come, and I think that's our back four. That is our strongest back four. There's no way that's changing. Yeah. And the more they play together, the stronger they're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, people are shouting for Garner in midfield. I can see where you're going, because Garner looks composed, but I know how Wolves are going to play. I've seen it, and I've seen they play.
Physical, mate.
They went at Martial, especially, because you watch him, and they'll do exactly the same thing. Martial is great when he's on, and when he's got the bit between his teeth, he's great. But when the going gets tough, I guarantee it affects him. I could see it. They were at him. They were at his ankles. They were kicking him. They were right into him. And I'm just hoping now he's made the step up this season. He's took it upon himself and said, look, I'm going here now. They're going to kick 7 lumps of shite out of me, literally, because I'm a danger man. That's what I want from Martial now. They're kicking me to death because, like Hazard used to get all the time, hack down. He used to love it.
Look at Messi.
Take it as a compliment. Don't let it affect you, and carry on with your game, because it affected Martial, and I've seen it twice with him against Wolves, and I know exactly how the game is going to go. There's going to be a few chances. We're going to have to be clinical. We're going to need Martial on fire. We're going to need him. We're going to need him to be taking 2 men out. We're going to need Rashford. Then we're going to need that midfield or that third man coming in, whether it be James, whether it be Lingard, whoever. I mean, I would swap Lingard for James and then keep the same midfield. Fred could come in. I mean, I would swap Lingard out for James. Yeah. I'd keep Pereira in. I'll swap him with Fred. Try it in midfield, because I think we've got good cover and good strength with McTominay there. He doesn't get shoved off the ball, and he's not afraid of putting his head in and the foot in. Then
it'll be killer if we see McTominay and Matic against Wolves, because all his worried. You know, that'd be a disaster if we went back to.
We're fighting with the likes of Wolves for getting there in this top 6, so there's no reason to fear him. We should be going at him. He should have learned from last season now. Well, he's seen us get battered. Well, not battered, but we got owned 3 times by Wolves. We got outplayed 3 times last year by Wolves. So I'm hoping he plays. And I want the youthful looking side again. I want the same one.
Hey, youngest side all weekend.
24. Yeah, youngest team out there. Did you see how much it meant to Martial to have his number 9 shirt back? Yeah. Paul Lucas.
Yeah, I know, it's a bit. To see him smile again, it was great. You know, normally when he scores it, but this time, you know, he had a big grin on him. He was happy. He looked like he wanted to play there. He was getting in the, like I said, you don't see Martial scoring them tapping goals, and he made that run to get in that box. You know, so let's see. It's time for him to shine. He's a big name player.
He's been given the love. He's been given the love by Ollie now. It looks like the player who needs to be given that sort of arm around the shoulder. Ollie, he does look like it. Rashford looks the other side.
And I think that played a big influence in letting, obviously going on about Lukaku, but letting Lukaku go. Ollie's seen something in Martial playing up front to say, I don't need you.
He's got him.
We don't.
We don't need Lukaku.
It's time for. He's got to get 20 goals though. They can't be coming in with the 10s and 12s. It's got to be 20 goals this season for Martial minimum, especially if he's playing in the middle.
Antonius Lassout. Wolves forwards are not clinical. We're watching them against Leicester, mate. I mean, oh my God,
Liverpool. Jota was good last season.
Yeah.
He didn't look half the player he was last season. That's not a good thing. That's the thing again there. I have confidence no matter what, they will not. Their forwards will not worry our defence. And then they have confidence in Pogba setting one of Martial, Rashford, or James or Lingard up with a good great assist. We have confidence a ball will pull off. That's why I'm confident for that. We can't not be confident for Wolves. You're confident in the back. You're confident Pogba's going to do something to set Martial up. Listen, it's all gun blazing. Bring it on. Where's City? Where's Liverpool? We're ready for you boys.
I feel so much more revitalised and confident.
Come on.
I've got my sidekick here with me.
Come on. We're back. Yes. Come on. Bring it on.
Okay, right.
Slagging them all off on next week. won't we?
Yeah, we'll be back next week like that. Get him out!
Delete the video.
I bet Chelsea would have beaten us if we had Lukaku and Jose. Yeah, fair point. Toxic visor.
We would have, you know, we
Wouldn't have played that way.
No way, we would have sat back and back and back.
You wouldn't have had Martial and Rashford playing in the same team. No. That's a given. I just hope that Ollie sticks with them two now. I mean, there's no excuse now. I mean, Sanchez coming in there, he's thinking, right, Lukaku's gone now. There's 3 spots up front here.
And they're all vying for it. And that's even good for Greenwood, because Greenwood knows if I get a chance and I do it, I can claim this top spot. That top striker spot's up for grabs. Yeah. Martial took it at the weekend and me continue.
Michael, screw it. Come on, you Scouse bastards. You're playing up to Paul now, stop it. You're going to get him too excited. Right, exciting season, guys. We have a new team with the old culture. We are back, Christina. Yeah, we're back. See,
feeling it. We're all feeling
off.
it.
You're Maguire.
We're going, boys. We're going, girls. We are going.
Paul's Maguire in our whole subscriber list going down. He's giving everyone confidence.
I'm like a
again.
new man.
Stephen Shaw, Lukaku scored 4 for Inter in a friendly.
Woo! Woo!
Don't care.
Scored a friendly. Woo!
Don't care. Right. I think we're going to have to call
you know
it.
what? Lukaku will be good for him. He will be a good sign. It suits him.
It's perfect for him.
Fair play to him. It didn't work out. You can't say anything bad about it, but all the best. But hey,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're gone.
That's it. He wanted to move. He didn't want to play for United. Fair enough. At least he come out and said it. I will give him credit for actually doing it. I don't give him credit for the way he acted over the summer, but that could be partly down to United's ineptitude and just naivety in the transfer market and not being able to get the deal done quicker. It probably made Lukaku look even worse than what he was. There you go. There's a plus for Lukaku, just to please you all and all them people who hate me for not giving Lukaku the so-called credit he deserves. But right, I'm going to call it there. We've nearly gone on to an hour. Somehow it just felt like I've been talking 5 minutes, but we went over well over 600 consecutive viewers for the first. That's the highest we've ever been. So thanks for everyone for coming on and commenting in the comment section. Everyone for tuning in, just watching. Obviously, Paul is back. He's going to be back more this season. Hopefully, we can get him at the games as well, which should be good. We need to get Paul back at the match. Family comes first, though. Obviously, Paul. Obviously, how is the Mrs. Mate? She all good?
Yeah, she's alright.
Good. Right, that's it, people. Thanks for tuning in. Obviously, I'll be back in the week. I might be doing another show in terms of how this first weekend's gone in the Premier League. I'm not decided yet, but I'll keep you all posted. All my Twitter feeds, Paul's Twitter's there is on the Carrington, and we don't have any pressures going into the Wolves game. We don't need any, and hopefully, like Paul said, we go in there, smash them, and come out of it fully confident, because then we've got...
Top of the table, we're going top Tuesday, don't you worry about that. Spurs will do City, we do Wolves, back where we belong.
Nice. Thanks for watching, people. Take it easy.